Hi, in this slide, I want to kick off a kind of a review section. In all these playlists that I've done, as I continue to work with more and more people in supply chain math environments, um, I get more insights that my ability to understand what I'm seeing and how to articulate it improves, evolves. Uh, so these ideas that I'm going to talk about in the next 15 or 18 slides or so, they're not new. They have already been covered somewhere in the previous, 400, video clips that I've put up, but they've got twists to them. And so practicing, what I preach, the rule of 5 to 7 and 1 to 10, the average adult has to go through something 5 to 7 times before they understand it in a robust, complete way, in a way that they won't forget. But that does not mean that they can transmit it to the next person. They can't teach it, sell it. They have to do that. They have to practice. For every hour they spend passing the rule of 5 to 7, they spend 10 times that amount, doing it to be able to really teach it, preach it, sell it, and carry the story through on a first time effort to a new student. Because the new student's got to go through the rule of 5 to 7, or maybe it's a buyer 30 to 40 times. But the first time they hear you telling them something, they think, I have no idea what Bruce just told me, but he really seems to know what he's talking about and really believes it, so I guess I'm going to buy it, whatever it is. So that's the key we want to achieve. So when we're trying to sell something that's dramatically new, like being inside the shell and outside the shell, Galileo saying, hey, look through my magic enchanted telescope at the moons of Jupiter. That's not a star, that's a squiggly little planet. And the reason it's squiggly is because it, like the Earth, is going around the sun. And the Earth is not the center of the solar system, and that where Columbus, let's sail west to get east, and I could come up with other great historical paradigm shifts. But when they come up, it's step one is can I conceptually get my head around this, or do I have just spiritual math-free belief that no, this is the way it's always been, this is the way it's always got to be, and that's the way it's going to be. And even if I can intellectually understand it, can I emotionally buy into the belief to a great enough degree that I can actually take one step forward, Kaizen baby step, on a long journey to start to achieve it. So just think about conceiving, believing, achieving, and the repetitions that it's going to take for that to happen. It will not happen if right away we don't start working on the belief system, and that means we have to name and update our mental models. So we can't still be in the first 50 years of our industry's life cycle where we were making markets, we had exclusive franchises, we were taking the story out to the customer, things were on allocation. Some brands were better than others because quality was, hit or miss. And it was all about teaching, preaching, selling product, feature, benefit products. Now they're all commodities, and so it's about demand, replenishment, supply chain stuff. That we're not going to necessarily forget about the 1%. Price is always important. The truth of the matter is we may be able to give the customer 2 or 3 points off if they can work to get our cost to serve down by 4 or 5 points, and their TPC, their total procurement cost, also by 5%. So they don't just win on the price, they win even more on supply chain total math effectiveness. But we've got to be able to broaden the conversation and focus on the 30% of the hidden, we didn't see it, we didn't know it was there on either side of the fence before, waste. In the next couple slides, I'm going to revisit just exactly what is line item profit analytics. So if I asked a sales rep, how would they explain it back to me in a very simple way? And then to say, just because we know the profit or loss in a line item, how do we take that data and roll it up to come up with all kinds of different reports, and then meta reports, reports on reports, to proactively, preventatively do stuff as opposed to reactively fix stuff? And how do we use that to get everybody in the team all focused in the same wave laser beam direction? When we create whale curves out of this line item profit, net profit information, what are these new power laws? They're not the 20-80. That's Pareto's 20% of the customers are 80% of the sales. It's 20% of the customers are 150% of the operating profit, or 15% of the items, SKUs, are 500% of the net profit type of thing. Very, very powerful, highly leveraged power laws if we know how to understand what's really going on at the extreme winners and losers and how to tweak them to our benefit. what are stories of where customers, because they want to be 100% just in time, are basically buying pinches of spices, and how's that killing both of us, and what's the solution? What is the law of reciprocal costs? And then how do we retune our can-do culture? And everybody's got to understand it, and everybody's got to be responsible for it, and everybody's got to respect and honor it. So these are some concepts that I'm going to visit in the forthcoming slides. Thank you.